Have you ever considered that your clothing might be sending messages you'd never say out loud? As we age, what we wear becomes more meaningful, not for the sake of fashion, but for the sake of dignity, confidence, and the silent signals we send to the world. Sometimes our outfits can unintentionally suggest we've stopped caring, lost pride, or let ourselves go. This isn't about impressing others or following trends. It's about self-respect and intention. In this video, we'll explore 8 things you should avoid wearing in your later years, because they don't just look unflattering, they can quietly send the wrong message. Number 1, cheap-looking fabrics. Not all fabrics are created equal, and as we grow older, the difference becomes more noticeable. Shiny, stiff, or overly clingy materials can make an outfit look sloppy, even when it's brand new. These fabrics often wrinkle easily, reflect light in awkward ways, and cling to places we'd rather not highlight. While they may promise easy care or affordability, they often come across as disposable, and that's the message they send, that we've stopped investing in ourselves. Picture 2 women, both 75, heading to a lunch gathering. Evelyn wears a soft cotton blouse that flows naturally and holds its shape. Ruth, on the other hand, chooses a synthetic top that shines under the lights and clings in all the wrong spots. Even if Ruth's outfit is more expensive, it gives off the wrong impression. It's not about cost, it's about care and presentation. Fabrics like cotton, linen blends, or soft knits tend to age well with us. They feel good on the skin, move naturally, and signal quiet elegance. Not extravagance, but self-respect. That's what we should be aiming for. Comfort without compromising class. So next time you're choosing what to wear, take a moment to feel the fabric, check the seams, and ask yourself, does this reflect the pride I take in myself? Because here's the truth. People may not always notice when you wear something beautiful, but they will notice when you wear something that looks careless. And you deserve to be seen for who you really are. Someone who still cares, still shows up, and still values themselves. Number 2, overdoing it with logos and branding. Wearing clothes covered in oversized logos, slogans, or flashy brand names might seem like a harmless choice, but in truth, it can send the wrong message, especially as we get older. Back in the day, a recognizable logo meant status or belonging, but now your presence, wisdom, and dignity speak louder than any designer label ever could. Imagine Leonard and Gary, both in their late 70s. Leonard walks into the room in a simple, well-fitted pullover that highlights his natural presence. Gary, however, shows up in a bright hoodie splashed with large logos and branding from top to bottom. Gary isn't lacking style, it's just that his clothes are doing all the talking, and they're saying the wrong thing. Instead of appearing modern, he looks like he's clinging to youth, trying to stay relevant through logos rather than letting his quiet confidence shine through. Logos aren't inherently bad, but when they dominate your outfit, they take attention away from you and redirect it to a brand. At this stage in life, you shouldn't be advertising for a soda or sneaker company. You should be representing yourself. Outfits overloaded with branding can feel out of sync with your age, even coming across as juvenile. The better alternative? Understated elegance. A solid color, a timeless cut, or a subtle pattern says far more than a bold logo ever could. These choices project self-assurance, maturity, and a calm kind of confidence. The kind that doesn't need to shout to be heard. So before you throw on that shirt with the giant label across the chest, take a second to ask yourself, who is this really for? Your sense of personal style should reflect who you are, not who a company wants you to be. At the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can wear is self-respect. Number 3, clothes that don't fit right. Few things can age your appearance faster than wearing clothes that don't fit. Whether too baggy or too tight, ill-fitting outfits don't just look off. They send a silent message that you've stopped putting effort into how you present yourself. And that message speaks louder than you think. Picture 2 men, both 76. One wears an oversized shirt that hangs like a curtain and pants that puddle at his shoes. The other wears a well-fitted button-down and tailored slacks that rest naturally on his waist. They might have similar lifestyles, but their outfits tell completely different stories. Baggy clothes can make you appear like you're hiding or simply no longer care. while overly tight clothes suggest you're trying to cling to a younger version of yourself. But there's strength and dignity in dressing for the body you have today, not the one you used to have or wish you still did. Dressing well doesn't mean buying luxury brands. It means understanding your body and choosing clothes that flatter it. If your weight has changed recently, it might be time to update your wardrobe. Keeping clothes that no longer fit is like hanging on to a past version of yourself that no longer serves you. Well-fitting clothes don't just change how people see you, they change how you carry yourself. They boost your confidence, improve your posture, and make others treat you with greater respect. After all, people often notice your outfit before they even hear your words. Number 4. Worn-out shoes. Shoes say more about you than you might think. Scuffed soles, fraying laces, or cracked leather can quietly speak volumes, and the message isn't always flattering. As we age, these small details matter more than ever. They reflect how much we still care about ourselves and how much pride we take in showing up well. Take Harold and Dennis, both 81. Harold wears shoes that are polished and in good condition. Dennis wears sneakers that are falling apart, thinking no one notices. But they do. Worn-out shoes can suggest that you've stopped paying attention, both to yourself and the way the world sees you. And it's not just about appearances. Bad shoes often mean poor support in slick soles, increasing your risk of slips and falls. When you're older, that's not just an inconvenience, it can be a serious health risk. You don't need expensive footwear. What you need is something clean, classic, supportive, and presentable. If bending down to tie laces is getting harder, consider slip-ons that are both stylish and easy to wear. There are plenty of smart-looking options made just for comfort and safety without sacrificing elegance. Wearing the right shoes doesn't just protect your feet, it lifts your spirit. It tells the world and yourself that you're still standing tall, still taking pride in how you walk through life. Number 5, outdated accessories. One of the subtlest ways age shows up in your appearance is through the little things. Your accessories. That cracked leather belt, the eyeglasses frame from decades past, or a worn-out handbag you've been carrying forever might feel familiar, even comforting. But to others, they send a quiet message that you're stuck in the past. Take Norma and Alice, both 74. Norma carries a well-maintained leather handbag in a timeless color. Alice, on the other hand, shows up with a faded tote covered in cartoon prints. While Alice may be emotionally attached to it, others simply see something worn out and outdated, not charming or nostalgic, just neglected. Accessories are like punctuation marks on your appearance. When they don't match the effort you've put into the rest of your outfit, it throws everything off, often without anyone realizing exactly why. These small details affect not only how people see you, but also how you see yourself. You don't need to toss everything old, but do ask yourself, does this still reflect who I am today? A modern glasses frame, a fresh belt, or a classic bag can do more than update your look. They remind the world and yourself that you're still present, evolving, and intentional. After all, aging gracefully means staying current in the ways that matter most. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is in the quiet update hanging from your shoulder or resting on your wrist. Number 6, juvenile graphics and prints. There's a difference between having a youthful spirit and dressing like a teenager. And unfortunately, that line gets crossed more often than it should. Shirts with cartoon characters, silly slogans, or trendy memes may seem playful, but on someone in their 70s or beyond, they often send the wrong message. Consider Linda and Barbara, both 78. Linda arrives at a gathering wearing a soft blouse with a subtle, tasteful pattern. Barbara shows up in a t-shirt featuring a cartoon taco and the phrase, "Let's salsa." It doesn't get a laugh, it gets a few confused glances. Instead of seeming lighthearted, it reads as disconnected or trying too hard. Playfulness doesn't have an expiration date, but self-awareness never goes out of style. Clothing with juvenile graphics doesn't make you look youthful. It can make you appear unaware of the image you're projecting. Worse, it can overshadow the wisdom, experience, and presence you've spent decades building. Dignity doesn't mean being boring. It means knowing how to express yourself in ways that match where you are in life. You can still wear colors, patterns, and textures that show your personality? Just choose ones that reflect your maturity and confidence. Think soft florals, clean stripes, or earthy tones. These speak with quiet strength, not gimmicky noise. If you ever feel like people aren't taking you seriously or aren't engaging with you the way they once did, consider the messages your clothes might be sending. You've lived through rich chapters of history. Don't let a cartoon t-shirt speak louder than your story. Number 7, mismatched or overpowering colors. Color can be one of your greatest allies. The right tones can brighten your face, lift your spirit, and add warmth to your presence. But when colors are mismatched, overly loud, or clash with one another, they stop enhancing your appearance and start stealing the spotlight in the wrong way. In youth, experimenting with bold hues, neon greens, hot pinks, wild patterns, can be playful. But with age, subtlety becomes a strength. Imagine Earl and Samuel, both 80, meeting for coffee. Earl wears a navy cardigan, a pale blue shirt, and soft beige trousers. It's understated, yet everything fits together. Samuel, by contrast, shows up in a bright orange sweater, lime green pants, and a red cap. It's not vibrant, it's chaotic. When your clothing colors clash or scream for attention, they don't make you look energetic. They create confusion. You risk looking like you're trying too hard to stand out rather than allowing your quiet wisdom and experience to speak for itself. Your wardrobe should reflect the depth of the life you've lived. Muted tones like charcoal, navy, olive, and warm browns don't dull your look. They elevate it with grace and harmony. These colors show you understand the art of balance, which is something younger people are still figuring out. Start by identifying the pieces in your closet that make you feel confident and comfortable. Pay attention to the colors that complement your skin tone, bring out your features, or simply feel like you. From there, build a color palette that fits who you are today. One solid, well-chosen color can ground an entire outfit. In a world that often demands noise, there's dignity in quiet elegance. And after everything you've experienced, you deserve to be seen clearly, not camouflaged by chaos. Number 8, sheer fabrics and visible undergarments. There's a fine line between dressing comfortably and dressing carelessly. And that line is often crossed when what's meant to stay unseen becomes visible. Think sheer fabrics that reveal more than intended, blouses that turn transparent in sunlight, or pants that show undergarments when you sit. These aren't just fashion slips. They send the wrong message, especially at a stage in life where elegance and self-respect should take center stage. Picture 2 women, Darlene and Rose, both in their early 80s, attending a Sunday brunch. Darlene wears a soft cream blouse, layered over a tank top, offering both comfort and appropriate coverage. Rose, on the other hand, opts for a pastel top that looks perfectly modest indoors, but under the sun, it turns sheer, suddenly exposing the outline of her bra. She didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. And while no one said anything, people noticed. Accidental exposure can quickly strip away the quiet authority and dignity you've spent a lifetime building. It can create discomfort, not just for you, but for the people around you. It diverts attention from your words and your wisdom, and instead draws it to something that should never have been a focus in the first place. You may think, it's not a big deal, or no one's really paying attention, but they are. And those little details influence how people perceive you, speak to you, and treat you. This isn't about dressing conservatively or covering up for the sake of it. It's about awareness, understanding how fabric behaves under different lighting, movement, or positions. Test your clothes in natural light. Sit, stand, move, and see what happens. Choose skin-toned undergarments rather than ones that match your outfit, and don't be afraid to use layering pieces when needed. None of this is about being out of date. It's about being mindful. At this stage in life, you shouldn't have to worry about how your clothes might betray you. You've earned the right to walk into any room knowing that everything about you, from your posture to your presentation, reflects the same dignity you've cultivated over decades. Now that we've gone through all 8 points, take a quiet moment to reflect. Which of these might have crept into your wardrobe without you even realizing it? Which small habits might be standing between you and the confident, composed version of yourself that you truly want the world to see? The beauty of all this is, it's fixable. None of these things are permanent. They're just habits, and habits can be changed. Whether it's updating your accessories, letting go of loud prints, or choosing more flattering fabrics, every small change is a step back to honoring the person you've become. Dressing with dignity doesn't mean dressing expensively. It means dressing intentionally. It's about showing that you still have standards, you still care about yourself, and you're still engaged with the world around you. Because when someone sees a man or woman in their 70s or 80s who's clearly taking care in how they present themselves, they don't just see an older person, they see strength, growth, and a lifetime of lessons. So if something in today's message made you pause, trust that feeling. That's your intuition reminding you that you still have every reason to take pride in who you are and how you show up. And sometimes all of that begins with what you choose to wear when you greet the day. Thank you for being here. If this resonated with you, leave a comment below with one thing you took away from today and how you'll use it in your life. Your voice matters, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep bringing you content designed to inform and uplift. We'll see you in the next video.